Hi, I'm Elaine, Venue Manager here at Guides for Brides, and I'm here to demonstrate how to update your fully enhanced listing here on the Guides for Brides website. So, before we start, there are a few things that you should have ready and to hand, and I'm just going to run through those with you. When you do sign up, this list should be sent to you in the form of an advert checklist, so it should all be there for you to gather that information. So what you'll need is the website that you'd like couples to land on, ideally directly to your wedding page, the information all about weddings at your venue. Social media channels, images saved into a folder, all named correctly. I'll talk to you about that in a little while. Your prices to and from, and your price per head. And I'll talk to you in detail about that as well for those of you that use external caterers. Your venue capacity, the rooms that are available for guests to stay, and a Vimeo, YouTube or Matterport video channel. So open that up before you start as well, so you can just copy the URL when the time is right. Special offer information, any diary that you have that you can quickly have to hand with the dates that are booked already for your venue for the next year to 18 months. If you have a list of recommended suppliers, you can also have those to hand, but this is something that you can always go back to, but I'll show you just how to fill that information in a minute. And if you've got some kind of like Word document where you can just copy and paste, that's how I'm going to do it today to show you. It'll give you a general idea of sort of how to set it out so that you can also sort of do a bit of work, then come in and try and get it all done in one hit. Reviews, if you've got any, but we will go looking for reviews for you as well on Facebook if need be. TripAdvisor, Trustpilot, anything like that you've had some wedding reviews, you are able to just pop a couple on as long as you are able to use the email address of the bride and groom or your own and pop their name and their wedding date in. So let's have a little look at the sign-in information. I'm going to share this screen with you now. So the first thing that you need to do is sign in as a business to get into your account. If you don't have this information, if you've forgotten it, if you've lost it, if it doesn't seem to work, then just give us a call or a quick email and we will send those over to you. So. And it will open up your business dashboard, which will tell you how your advert is doing. It runs on a rolling monthly basis, so you'll see 12 months and it changes on the first of each month, giving you the next 12 months. And here it tells you all about where you are with your advert, how much work you've done to it and how much needs to be done. Tips obviously on what you could do to make it look better, but we're going to talk through those anyway. Who your account manager is, and then also links so that you can just watch other sort of videos and tips. That changes. So the first place we're going to go to is Edit Advert, and by clicking into here, all of the basic information about your venue, which links to various filters, is also found in here. So we need to make sure it is all complete. So there's going to be a bit of copying and pasting required so that you can basically add as much information as you possibly can in one hit, but obviously you can come back if you need to. So moving over to the text that I did for this, it's all just sent to me on an email with all of my links and all of the things that I want to be put into there. So make sure you pop in your strapline and the main body of text. This is seen in our list view. So this also links with search engine optimization. So the words in here need to be things like wedding venue, barn wedding venue, manor house, countryside setting, city hotel, large hotel, small hotel, boutique hotel, all sorts of things, so that if they're looking for that particular thing, they can you know, find it all in the wording when they when you appear in a search result. This next box down here is the fluffy stuff. So this bit here is the additional information. This is the stuff that you want them to read. You want them to know how wonderful you are. You want them to know what you can do for them as a couple to have their wedding at your place. But this is the information that they have to click see more to read more. So this is important. And you can have, you know, 1,500 characters of text here, so use it wisely and really sell the venue. My top tip here is to use the words you and your throughout, so that you're basically talking to them like, you know, they're the only person that's read your advert. Moving down, we have our profile pictures and our cover image. So for those of you that have had a look around the website, you'll see that when a couple come into Guides for Brides, they can search and they'll see a small picture of you. Then once they open up your advert, the cover image is the big wide image that makes them go wow, and wants them to then scroll down as much as they possibly can to find out more information about yourself. So find the image that you'd like as your main image, and you can either double click on it in some formats, but in other formats you can add or choose, and it will pop your profile picture up in two ways. So our list view shows it a little bit smaller and wider, and our grid view shows it in the box. So you can adjust this image here to make it so that it can be a bit closer or a bit further away to suit, and click. Then you want to choose an image that's wow for your cover image. This is the image that goes, when they open your advert, goes right the way across the top. So in here, we're going to want something stunning. And we're going to want to adjust it so that it is sitting in the right place. Done. I'll show you all of this in a minute. Next is the what couples love about us. So again, going back to my text, I have a list of them, and I'm literally going to copy and paste them over. 6 is optimal, but you can have more than 6. So these are my unique selling points. These are the things that I think sell the venue. And then I'm going to add another one. These are the things that I think couples will love about me. A little tiny bit. Okay, all that's done. And again, I'll show you in a minute where that will land. I have completed this bit. So this is my pricing structure. Okay, so most people fill this in, but there are a few of you that think, I don't want people to know my prices, but actually couples want to know your prices because they want to know whether or not they can afford you. So by putting in your pricing structure, they will be able to instantly know whether or not you're to be contacted, and it will help you and us qualify the couple, so you don't get any calls or emails about a wedding that simply is out of their remit and your remit. So your prices from and to, there are 2 ways that we do this. So if you are a venue which is all in, and you do everything from the catering to the decorating of the venue, then you would use these boxes here and pop your from, which would be a weekday out of season, to Saturday in season, just roughly. and then work out how many weddings you did last year, and divide it by the revenue that it brought in, the revenue divided by the number of weddings, should I say, and then round it up a little bit just to give you typical price for a wedding. That's how I would do it anyway. If you are venue hire, so you're dry hire, then you would pop in your venue hire prices in this box here, and then you would also, whether you're dry hire or not, so if you do your catering in-house or if you use external caterers, you must know their prices. So you pop the minimum catering per head to the maximum catering per head, whether you do that catering or whether or not it's a catering company or recommended catering company that you use. For those of you that allow people to use their own caterers, obviously it's advisable that you do put a little bit of a price in, so just go middle of the road. Have a look at other listings and sort of decide middle of the road roughly what a wedding in your area would cost catering wise. In here I've just popped in what those prices represent. So they represent 80 guests for my ceremony, and then moving on to my wedding breakfast, and then upping that a little to 160 guests. I've also popped a little note in here that I do have a space for a marquee. So that would then allow them to have more guests, but that's just a little something so that they understand that I am more than just a barn. So my capacity down here, my minimum, which is what I can financially viably do a wedding for, to my maximum for the wedding reception. For the ceremony, what my maximum guests is, we have your minimum there, so that's fine. And then for the sit-down meal, so wedding breakfast, minimum to maximum. And because I do have a marquee, I have ticked a box that will tell them that I do have a marquee space, and so therefore this can be negotiated. So the final box that we've got in this section is your accommodation. So if you don't have accommodation, click no. If you do have accommodation, you need to be putting in how many bedrooms you have, and you need to be putting how many people that will sleep, so that they know that if their nearest and dearest want to stay over, they can, because they've got room to take the whole lot from you. And then hit save. So down to the next box, which is your image gallery. The image gallery will allow you to upload up to 50 images. My recommendation is that they're all sort of resized to around 2 megabytes so that they basically load quicker on mobiles, especially when people aren't attached to Wi-Fi. And here are 2 resizers that you can use, or if you have a snipping tool on your desktop, you can also snip them down, but you must remember to save the files with a new name once you've done this. So when you are uploading your files, you need to ensure that you've named them so that they represent what you are, who you are, and where you are. So click to add your images, go back to your images and hit choose. And you just literally can keep doing that. I think you can drag them too, look. And they're all named so that the search engine optimization is picked up in these images as well. So if you just name the image DC001, for example, no one's ever going to find that when they're looking for a wedding breakfast or barn wedding venue in Oxfordshire or a countryside wedding venue in Suffolk. So you need to make sure that they are used as much as you possibly can. So that one, for example, is not a great file name. So you would rename that, which by doing it, I can't do it because it's someone else's computer, but you would right click it and rename. So all of those images have been uploaded. Like I said, you can upload up to 50. I'm going to now put them into an order that I think that people would want to see them in. So on our advert, you see 3 before you hit see more. So I'm going to pop up 3 really groovy images so that it's special when they upload them. So that they're in my barn in the middle, an outside ceremony there, and a wedding breakfast inside there. You'll understand in a second when I take you there. And then the alt text, all of this can be amended. So I will take that out and I will put Elaine's Wedding Barn, outside ceremony venue, Oxfordshire. This one I'm going to also just put my town. This one I'm also going to describe. So let's just say this is the Elizabeth suite. And just make sure that you save the changes. Okay, so we've done the first little tiny part of this. I'm going to just show you the advert and then come back and talk to you about the filters. So to view advert, click here. This is a bit low res, so I would probably change it for the purposes of this video. We're going to leave that as it is, but if you've got a crisper image, it's much better to put a crisper image there. Moving down, it's given you all of the information that we have completed here. And it's popped your images in that you want them to see. And when you click see more, it's going to show you all of your images. Like I said, you can have up to 50. I'd say sort of 30 is probably a good number to try and have. So let's carry on looking at the advert. So there are now a few things that we need to make sure, because there's a lot of blank space down here, and they are in the other filters that we're going to work on now. So go back to my account and go back to your business hub. And we're now going to update the filters. So these filters are, well, they link to the wedding venue landing page or the wedding venue filters page. And to be sure that you appear in more search results that are right for you, we have to tick the boxes that are relevant to our venue. So my venue is licensed for ceremonies, and I can do outdoor ceremonies. I'm in the countryside, but I'm also in a town. I'm a barn. I have a marquee space, marquee site. And I can do outdoor weddings. I can offer dry hire, so I will allow them to come in and use the venue and decorate the venue and do whatever they want, or they can use me. And I have a small garden for my outdoor ceremonies and celebrations and partying afterwards. So, but it is a walled garden. Again, outdoor ceremonies. I have a bridal suite. I offer the venue exclusive, and I have some guest rooms. I have a marquee space. I can do all of the following. I don't want fireworks, and I don't have any spa or swimming pool. There is on-site car parking. Definitely only do one wedding a day. I don't have a licensed bar, that comes with the catering. I do wedding packages, but only as special offers. Most of my weddings are bespoke, and you can bring your doggy. Okay, so my catering isn't in-house. It is outside catering and preferred caterers. My venue isn't big enough for Asian and Jewish weddings, and my caterers would have to agree to all of the other bits and pieces, but it's clearly vegans for everybody. This pulled over when I was updating my number of rooms and my number of beds available for guests. So that part's done. I'm now going to hit Save Changes. Now going to go into videos. I'm going to go to my YouTube that I had earlier. And I'm going to highlight the whole of the URL, copy it, go back to my advert and paste it in and hit save. So there are 3 platforms that we link to, and that's YouTube, Vimeo, and Matterport. So that's your videos done. And you can hit save. There is an option here for you if you don't want this part to be your image that's on the advert, to upload an image here. Next we have the 3D videos. So these are becoming quite popular. So if you don't have one, you can put another video here if you wanted to. So just to use the space, you're paying for it, may as well. So again, so you can pop another video in there if you wanted to and hit save. Calendar we're going to come back to in a minute. Links to your social media. So in here, you need to pop your social media handles. So this is the part that comes after the slash. So we have hidden in the background the Instagram and Facebook start. So it's the bit that comes after the slash. So for us, it's this for all. Some of you have slightly different ones, so obviously make sure that you go into the channels and make sure that you're using exactly what you need to use. So I'll show you just an example in Instagram in a second. I'm just pressing save and I'm just opening up Instagram, and it is this part here that you need, just this end bit here. All that's done, saved. So the next thing we need to do is special offers. I'll talk to you about that in a second. Booking bonus, and we'll go to recommended suppliers now so that you can see. So these are all of your favourite people, people that maybe come to your wedding fairs, people that maybe you see doing weddings at your venue all the time and you've established a relationship, you know what they're like, you know that you would recommend them in a flash. So in here, I can't do it because it will make somebody receive an email, and that we don't want to do. But in here, what you do is you literally click to add a supplier. You start typing the name. So let's pick a name of Elaine's, and let's just choose Elaine's wedding barn because that's me, but obviously I could choose one of those two if it was one of them. If it's not here, you can add it here. So if you can't see it, you can add it here. And then it opens up a new form that you complete. So you're going to need their email address and their telephone number and so on and so forth. So, or you can let them know that you'd like to add them as a recommended supplier and send them a link to Guides for Brides and come back and do it later. So we're just going to link to Elaine's wedding barn, which I know is us, but it's just so that it's done, and then hit save. Just for the purposes of this, that's that done. And you can add as many as you like on here. Last, we have frequently asked questions. So in these frequently asked questions, you have got lots and lots and lots of questions that have been asked over time that we've pulled to this sheet. If you answer the question, it will show on your listing. If you do not answer the question, it will not show. So don't panic if you come across a question, you think, oh, that doesn't apply to me, it won't show. Just ignore it. So in here, I'm going to answer just a few for the purposes of when I show you again in a minute what it's going to look like. Can we have exclusive use of the venue? You could just type yes, but I'm going to elaborate. Yes. Just elaborate, that's all. Are you licensed for ceremonies? Yes, both inside and outside. Okay, so we'll do one more. Oh, it says it there. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that because I'm a self-catering. So in here, I'm going to put yes with all the liability insurances in place. So basically what I'm saying there is I don't want Auntie Maud doing it. It needs to be a proper company that's doing the catering and using the facilities that we give them to do so. And so on and so forth. So we're going to click Save Changes. Okay, so going to have another quick look at the advert, and there are still a couple of things that I want to do with you to show you basically around the site and to use some of the features that we still haven't done that are still sat there in pink. Okay, just going to go back and view this advert. So what we've done in that last round is we have updated these here. So the details, this is our filters. And as I mentioned to you, that links to the filters on the wedding venue landing page or by town, county and postcode. This is what our couples love. So all of the bullet points, sorry, that I popped in there. And then these are just a couple of those frequently asked questions that I answered. So as you can see, the ones I didn't answer do not show. One thing that I forgot to tell you on that is that you can add your own. So what we'll do now is we'll go back to the Business Hub. We'll go back to the frequently asked questions and we will go to add your own down here. Can you see that? So we're going to add our own. So you can type in here any question that you want, any answer that you want, hit save. So if you get asked all the time the same question, then make sure that you pop it in there. So it'll save you time in the future. Okay, so going back to our website and going back to the venue pages. So let's just go to all venues. You can now be found in wedding venues for Oxfordshire when they hit search, when they come into wedding venues for Oxfordshire. So these are our venues in here. So I am in here somewhere, lurking in amongst all of this. There we go, there I am, okay? But I'm a barn, so let's just say that I'm a bride or a groom and I'm looking down here and there's so much to choose from. I'm going to now go back to my filters section. Here we go. So now I'm going to try and find my barn, ideal barn, wedding venue that's licensed for ceremonies by filtering. That'll do for now. There we go. So these are the results. Quite a few, but there we are. Okay. And again, that couple can go back to the top of the page if they wanted to, and they could open up more filters and they could try and whittle that 18 down to a little bit more by popping in their date that they want. Again, we need to go back to the calendar and tell you about that. or it might be that it needs to have a venue capacity for a certain amount. So that's that bit done. We'll just go back to our home page and go back to editing the advert. So by using those filters, you can see how you appear in those filtered search results, but also by not updating your calendar, if a bride or groom would have asked to see a venue in Oxfordshire that was available on a certain date, you wouldn't have appeared. So if they were in their filters and they'd asked for a certain date down here, because your calendar isn't activated, you wouldn't have appeared. So now we're going to activate the calendar. So this is where I said you'd need your diary. And by doing so, you just need to click Update Calendar. The very first thing that we need to do is we need to activate this calendar by clicking this little button here. It will mark every date from here to infinity as available. So you can work in two ways. You can now use your diary and say, I am booked on these dates. Pain having to keep moving me. And then literally just go in and book as much as you possibly can. And let's say you never, ever do weddings on a Wednesday. You could then set repeating dates to show as unavailable, weekly, repeat every 1 week on a Wednesday, starts on today and ends never. So from here to the end of time, or ends on, and you can change that to say 25. Remember, you can change this at any stage, so it's not a problem. Overwriting, so if, for example, you had previously put in special offers or anything like that, you can tick that you want them all overwritten. That's fine. So that's a summary of what you're asking it to do. You hit submit, and then it changes every Wednesday to unavailable. Okay, forever. The only thing that it didn't do was booked, because I asked it just to change the ones that were marked as available. So that is your calendar done. So the reason that we do the calendar is because now, if I wanted to find a venue in Oxfordshire that was available on the 31st of December, it will bring up all of the businesses that are using the calendar that have the word available written in that calendar. It also links up here to venues and check it by availability, which means that if you wanted to pop your postcode in here and ask for a venue that is available in April next year on a Friday, 40 miles of my postcode. And apply filters. It should bring up the ones that have available on a Friday. It's also found up here in the offers section. So you've got your late availability calendar, which brings you to exactly the same page, but I'm just showing you where on the website that that calendar links to. And then whilst I'm in offers, I also want to show you the special offers page. So in our special offers page, you can search by category and by county. So we're going to look for wedding offers in Oxfordshire. You don't have any on your listing, or I don't have any on my listing, so I'm not going to appear here. but these are all the venues that have an offer. And you'll see that that one is in pink because it has a B for booking bonus. So we go back to our business hub, and this is where you need to create your special offer and pop in your booking bonus. So in your special offer, you can have one of two things or three things, or so you can have a rolling offer. So I've got a few here. So you can have a spring rolling offer, or an elopement package, or a winter wonderland package, or a midweek wedding offer, all of those kind of things. And what you can do with that is you can pop your information in here. So let's just for now plug next winter. Some information in there. And your terms and conditions are obviously okay, and then the offers run for up to 6 months. So I'm just going to pop this one on for 3 months. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let it run until the end of then, and then I'm going to hit publish now, so that that offer then appears, hopefully, fingers crossed, when I refresh this page, in the offers page. You see? There we go. So there it is for all to see that I have a winter wonderland package, and then when they can click it, it'll open up my advert, and from that advert you will be able to go down here and see that I now have a special offer, which is my winter package. I'm now going to put on a booking bonus. So this booking bonus appears at the top of your advert. It's the first thing they see after, as they scroll down after your images. And it's basically an incentive for them to hurry and come back to you and book you. So here's one I made earlier. So I'm just going to pop that in. I'm going to acknowledge that this is only going to be published on Guides for Brides, and I'm going to ask for that booking bonus to be published. You can come back and unpublish that booking bonus at any time, and you can also come in and change it at any time. So I'm going to change that. I'm now going to go back to offers. And in here, I should be able to see a booking bonus and an offer. But the most important thing is when we open our advert, is that that booking bonus is nice and proudly in place, telling everybody that you've got this amazing deal if they book their wedding venue with you. Okay. So why are these pink? Because they need some more information. It means that you're not done. If you go back to your dashboard, it's gone from 50% to 85%, but it's still telling you that you need to do a few bits and pieces. So the one thing that we ignored right at the beginning was the advert contact information. It is all in there. I have done it, but the reason it's pink is because it hasn't got in here my business hours. So in here, I'm going to type something along the lines of office hours are Monday, Friday, 8 AM to 6 PM. Show rounds. And available. Okay, and then I'm going to hit save. That's now taken it away. There are still some things in Edit Advert that need to be done, and it's just this book with confidence. I'm leaving this session on this because everything else has been done and the advert is looking good and ready to rock and roll. This last thing that you need to consider is whether or not you want to tick this little box. It will show couples on our site that they can book you with confidence. Have a little read here about what it's all about. speak with your general manager or manager, make sure that it's okay for you to tick it, and then give it a little tick. Press Save Changes, and it should appear on your advert, just like that, okay? That they can book you with confidence. So it does mean that you stick out a little tiny bit. So on a final note, reviews. As you can see, all of the ones that have reviews do state it. And in order for you to be able to do that and have reviews on your advert, you obviously need to do a tiny bit of work. And that might be that you email all of your past couples with the link to your Guide to Brides advert. I would say that when you open up your advert, so let's just go back to my advert. When you open up your advert, you can scroll all the way down here to write a review. And you can pop one in. Once you've got one in there, you'll see a button here that says See All. And at that point, you can double click and save the full URL, because it will be the review page that you can send out in an email for them to click into, and they'll land just in the right place and not have to go searching for it. And that's another training session in itself. I think that's it for now. I think we've covered everything. And if there are any questions, if you need any help, if you need your login details, then feel free to contact us. You can reach us by phone, 01235 770078, or you can email your account manager. If you're logged in, there's a little button down there that allows you to email your account manager. But obviously, if you're not without your login details, you're going to need to give us a call and speak to us. Or you can quickly send me an email. I'm available to do that. And I am Elaine, ELAINE, @guidesforbrides.co.uk. Many thanks.